Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today I've been obsessed with Queen. Note the shirt. I felt like I had to wear the shirt, and then I couldn't stop hearing, in particular, Hammer to Fall, and another one bites the dust, obviously, with the title, right? And from Hammer to Fall specifically, I heard the Lady Mercy won't be coming home tonight part, hence the no mercy in the title. And then with another one bites the dust, specifically, how do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that it's so hard not to sing it, that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? It's really hard not to play this song because I've been jamming out to it all day. But then I pulled embarrassed. I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. And letter. I will be writing you a message. So I think this can go a couple of ways. We've at least got somebody here who is thinking about how they treated you. I think you're represented by the another one bites the dust energy. But I think there's somebody here who is getting kind of pelted with intuition and messages, signs that are suggesting that they need to apologize to you, even if it is uncomfortable for them and even if they don't know exactly how to approach you right now. So this is gonna be a fun one. Let's call in spirit with some wind chime time. All right, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Special prayers or thoughts or well wishes for those of you that are going through some really difficult weather right now. I know specifically in the US, California, and the South, definitely Minnesota in terms of snow. My buddy sent me a picture of them basically being able to walk on the snow up to the overpass for the highway. So, shit's real. Hi there, Redbeard. How are you doing today? All right, let's go with. Oh, this feels like the right moment to get right into the Kipper because we've definitely got a little bit of drama here, don't we? Because, there was some sort of, I was going to say, some sort of like getting kicked out of an apartment thing. And here we have the card that's talking about somebody moving, but we have it in the reverse. So it feels to me like almost like it's coming across with disbelief, like someone can't believe you actually left. So there may have been an argument where you talked about it, but they didn't think you actually would. But you did. And I put this in the title too. So interesting that comes out so early. Also of note, there could be a Steve that's important because another one bites the dust references a guy named Steve. Not for everyone, obviously. We have expectation and lovers in the reverse. This is exactly what we just talked about, right? Someone thought that the argument you had or the discussion where maybe things got a little bit heated and one of you said, okay, that's it, I'm gone, probably you. The other person was like, what? But I didn't think you were going to make that decision. I did not expect you to react that way. We have sudden wealth in the reverse. There was also that line, taking me for everything that I had. And here we have sudden wealth in the reverse. So there is an argument that started as a result of something financial or somebody being a little bit of a mooch. Despair, judication. It's a struggle on Fridays. Happy Friday the 13th, by the way. 13 is my favorite number. So I'm going to consider this to be a lucky day, just so all of you know. But here we have, with despair in the reverse, I feel like there's something that because of this decision, because you did what you did, things are starting to pick up for you. It's like one of the quickest ways to improve your life is figure out who's bringing toxicity to it, whether or not they actually have any intention of changing, and then removing that person if they don't. if you remove the toxicity or the drama, then you can focus on the things that you have to change for yourself, right? What do I need to work on for me? And I think that's exactly what happened here. Somebody said, I don't want to be stuck in this situation where I'm feeling stagnant. So I'm gonna take you up on that offer of you leaving or me leaving. And so because this person was acting childishly and you demonstrated that you were mature enough to walk away, there is a change of heart now. I think this child is coming out sideways. Such a birthy comment. Sorry. Because we have one person that showed that they were willing to be mature about the situation, and one person that showed that they were not willing to be mature. And main male being in the reverse suggests there may have been some sort of third party, but I think more importantly, this is saying I wasn't prioritized. So when you told me that maybe I should just like go, then yeah, the hammer did fall. And now whoever was acting childishly here is concerned because they realize they may have actually like inadvertently caused the ending when they didn't think you'd actually do that. Sorry, I had to get through all that. Good morning. How's it going, John? Good morning, Mountain Girl. Hello, let's walk home. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday the 13th. So there's a change in perspective here. We may see the Hanged Man come out when we get to the tarot because somebody didn't think you were going to act the way you did, and it has effectively changed the dynamic from like runner and chaser, I feel. I'm so jealous. That's so cool. And I love that you say two, implying that you know that a famous serial killer was also born on Friday the 13th at midnight. Can you tell I like spooky things? All right, let's continue with the Metamuse. Well, I hope it resonates further for you, John. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Two of Cups. So this is why the artwork in tarot is so important. You can tell that we have with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the upright, this would be somebody who's working hard, creating a lot of things. You can see all those pentacles up the tree. It takes a lot of work, right? And this Two of Cups is about soulmates or love. This, like, I don't know how well you can see the facial expressions, but the feminine energy over here is just kind of like, like, I don't know. So I feel like and then this guy is like real focused on how much gold is in that cup. Like there was a mismatch here. There's somebody who is putting in a lot of work trying to save something that isn't a very good mixture. We may see like temperance in the reverse because there was a misalignment in terms of priorities and who was willing to actually contribute or be, an actual partner. This doesn't have to be romantic. It does feel romantic, but you may have had some sort of business encounter as well. So we have the Star and the Prince of Pentacles, which would be like the Knight of Pentacles. You can tell because he's riding an animal. So funny. I love this card. So we've got somebody here who was bullish, stubborn, difficult, said no because they wanted to say no, not because they didn't actually want to do the thing. Somebody pouty occasionally, not all the time. Like there had to have been something alluring about this person, right? I feel like this is somebody who draws you in with the Star. They have like this magical quality to them. They're not like anybody else you've met. Maybe they're really funny. Maybe they don't have a problem dancing in the middle of the street. They're just like quirky, but they're stubborn. And so it's like almost like a Jekyll and Hyde. For you artists out there, we have opposites from the color wheel, orange and blue. They pair really nicely, don't they? Only in the art world, it turns out, because it feels to me like this this pair is dangerous because it lures you back into this situation with the star energy. You can feel healed or even like exuberant, um, really like you're living life with this person. And then the next day, there's a problem in terms of they're not ready to move forward. They're creating obstacles that don't need to be there, not wanting to be cooperative, basically, is the energy I'm picking up on. Who have I missed? Sorry. Hi, Voodoo. How's it going? Happy Friday the 13th. Hello, Miss Brianna. How are you doing? So, also, hooray for Friday. I hope you guys have wonderful plans for the weekend. Nothing to do with a hatchet, though. No axes or, weird summer camps. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Stagnation is the main energy that I'm getting here. And we had to have at least one queen come out today, right? Hi there. Is it Artie? Next 2-month reading, please. Well, I do have sign-specific readings. You can leverage that if you want. In fact, I did one for each sign for the entire year, so I got you even more than 2 months. Otherwise, if you want a personal reading, you can email me at wickedonestarot@gmail.com. Otherwise, hello there, Miss Princess K. I hope you're doing well. This is such an interesting dynamic, you guys, because with the Queen of Wands being in the reverse, it's like somebody isn't able to draw in the success or the abundance that they are meant to draw in because they're too focused on someone else's success. So, in other words, this person, she's not even facing the Six of Wands, right? She's trying to focus on how to send a like lava pool to the person who is seeing success. So I'm reading for somebody that's been in a dynamic where one person has star quality and is also stubborn. So they don't pursue that star quality path, right? They are more likely to just kind of sit around and wonder what could have been or be a little bit upset about how they aren't as successful as you are. And you, on the other hand, you're like looking good, but you're kind of doing it all on your own. In the Six of Wands, we normally have people in the background as if you're returning home from war or something, and people are celebrating you, thanking you for your service. But instead, this is you experiencing some sort of elevation, success, fame, promotion, recognition, and people are too jealous to be there to support you. So, allow me to say, I'm proud of you. Because sometimes it's really hard for people to see someone else doing really well if they feel like they haven't been able to put in their work, right? Eight of Pentacles in the reverse can apply to a relationship and to a career. This could leave a person feeling like they don't want to do anything to make you happy because they see you doing so well. Oh, it's the birthday. Like, seriously, can you think of like 8,000 different ways to do the birthday party for Friday the 13th? Because I can. Feel free to send me an invite. Just kidding. So, Eight of Wands in the reverse, another Queen of Cups. This is this is like painfully obvious, you guys. This is somebody who doesn't want to talk because they're being stubborn or emotionally manipulative. This is somebody trying to punish you instead of just communicating what the problem is. And at some point you were like, cool, I gave that up when I turned 13. So I think I'll just like move along and find somebody else who knows how to deal with, a conversation as an adult would. So we have Six of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Wands in the reverse, and the Three of Cups. There will be a test at the end of the reading. I hope you have them all memorized. We've got somebody who realized, I can't make this work. I can't get to smoother waters with this particular situation. There's too much going on. I'm overwhelmed. Even if I did everything freaking perfect, it wouldn't matter because you're stubborn. Because you want to be an obstacle. So with the Three of Cups, I feel like you may have consulted with others or just flat out decided on your own. I have other friends. I have an awesome personality. I can definitely find somebody else in terms of love where I don't feel like I'm literally fighting with them to get them motivated to do what's right for them or not be jealous of what I have going on for me. Because you guys, Queen of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the sun, they're jealous of your star like quality, your brilliance. They can't stand how everyone wants to pay attention to you. When I listened to Somebody to Love from Queen this morning, the thought that kept going through my mind is, man, it must have been really difficult for somebody like Freddie fucking Mercury to find love when you have this like really out there personality. People adore what you bring to the community, but you also have a lot of enemies or a lot of people who think that you should do things differently. I feel like that's the energy here is you are your own person. You do things your own way. It gets you a lot of attention, but it makes it hard for you to know who can I actually trust? Who is, you know, legit instead of maybe just a little bit of a cloud chaser or maybe a little bit of a fangirl. This is the Egyptian tarot, which also may lead to a little bit of a delay when you decide to cut people out of your life. If you do feel like, man, this person's been in my life for 4 years, 20 years, whatever it is, it's really hard to say goodbye to them because we have such history. Well, what is that history like? Is it worth salvaging? We have, wait, you guys, didn't I call the Hanged Man? We've got someone recognizing that they can't save everything about the situation. There's a change in perspective to realize there's something you can save in terms of like your sanity or your happiness. You don't have to be saved or like stuck in this situation because you want to help somebody else. If they're not willing to help themselves, then you can't do it for them, right? So this feels like a lesson being learned, coming to Jesus moment, like staring yourself in the mirror, like, what am I doing? Why am I trying to save something when someone isn't even also trying to save me, right? Like, there's just like, this is dealing with somebody who's really moody and difficult. And 10 of Cups in the reverse is like, I come home and it's just like a fight or a dark cloud is following me everywhere because your energy is like tapping all of the good stuff, you know? Hi there, Miss Christina. And as a result, I think you're realizing the right way to approach this situation is to move forward and not continue to enable this person to make you responsible for their lack of dedication and work because it isn't your fault. Devil in the reverse. It isn't your fault. And by being selective with the people you keep in your social circle, you don't have to be, you know, downtrodden or like ruled by codependency and emotional manipulation, fear of abandonment, things like that, right? So even though there may be a lot of moments where you feel like you're your own cheerleader, remember that's just how it feels for now. You do have the Three of Cups right underneath that, which is people celebrating you, people wanting to be in your energy. So it's just a matter of finding out who are the right people, who are the soul tribe people that make me feel good about doing things that I know are good for me, right? Who's supportive, basically. Well, this is disappointing. This is basically saying that in order to hide their own shortcomings or distract themselves from what this person, didn't contribute to their own success, they wanted to keep you stuck so that you were less brilliant. You were less of a star. They wanted to keep you in an emotionally like uncomfortable or unstable situation so that you couldn't continue to have a star rise further and further and outdo them further and further. I like that rule, Voodoo. Let's stick with that. Thank you, Princess. Funny enough, I read it the right way the first time, even though there's a typo there, so that's hilarious. All right, more queens for us today, you guys. We've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse again, and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, the Queen of Wands in the reverse is not wanting to face the Queen of Pentacles. Look at do you see how she's holding a flower? Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is we've got a lotus flower there that represents kind of like a way that they had a little bit of a party back in the old days. So this is like holding a glass of wine, right? And we have the sun or the pentacle like providing its warmth to the Queen of Pentacles in this picture. Whatever is going well for you is pissing off this Queen of Wands in the reverse because they're jealous and they don't have that same stability. So much so that they don't even want to look at what you're doing well or what's going well for you. So this is like, let's say you're an artist and you're really proud of a project you've been working on for a long time. You put it up on Instagram, and like somebody who's in your close friend circle doesn't even like that picture, even though it's something maybe you've been working on for a year, like a major accomplishment. People that you talked to for 10 minutes at a party 3 years ago liked the picture because they thought it was cool, but not your best friend, not your partner. Like, we don't need to be weaponizing social media, but you guys, it costs nothing to be supportive of the people that you love, generally, right? Now, maybe you like invest in their restaurant or something, but being like a cheerleader for somebody is something that we need to do more often. And when people like actually see serious success, they remember who was there for them when they felt pretty alone in their success, right? I don't blame you, Redbeard. I think I'm going to have to go right back to listening to it again. Hi there, Raphael. I hope you're doing well. And my apologies, but with such a cool name, I can't help but picture like fighting turtles. I don't know. I grew up in the 80s. We have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. And what do we have? The Six of Swords in the upright with the Chariot. There's fast moving energy here. You being able to make this change has removed an obstacle, removed a block for you. And now there are things that are coming to you much more easily. And with the Seven of Wands in the reverse, you don't feel like you have to be defensive or like walk on eggshells when you're talking about the things that you want to celebrate or your victories. You can just be happy about it, as you should be. King of Pentacles. This is amazing. So I feel like there's somebody you haven't met here with this King of Pentacles. For some of you, this is two messages in one. You go from being the Queen of Pentacles back here, where you're dealing with somebody who doesn't want to be supportive. And when you Chariot, decide to move forward and make changes in your life so that you don't have this toxicity. No mercy. Sorry, but that's like, Lady Mercy won't be coming home tonight. That's when things start to get better for you. And you have even more success. So there's more financial success. There's more recognition. There's more like you're the go-to person. You're the guru, the expert. And then I also feel like this is a new partner. So when you walk away from a partner that doesn't want to celebrate your successes, you're able to then find somebody who's more on your level. Remember, we do have this wealthy man over here, and it's after a sudden wealth in the reverse. So you go through a period of loss where you feel like things are not going the right way. You remove this block, and then things immediately start to improve, and you feel the energy like feeding this abundance to you that you didn't have before. So, rock on. You're right, Voodoo, but green is my favorite color. So, I think we would probably have to make it like diarrhea green, right? For envy. Just don't make it like Kelly green or sage green. I like those too much, if you can't tell. 5 of Cups. Regret. Somebody now regrets how they treated you. I knew we were going to get like so many queens in this reading. We have another Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is the Marigold Tarot. We have the 5 of Cups, which I mentioned already is regret. Somebody was emotionally manipulative and they regret that they did that because they know with the 4 of Cups in the reverse that they can't, they might try. They can't really get mad at you for ending things or walking away or being ready to actually call it on this situation because they basically told you that that's what you should do. Like there was some sort of like reverse psychology or woe is me, like pity me kind of situation where they said something that basically was like, I'll never be able to do what you want for me anyways. Like I just can't be the person you want. And it's like hearing what they said helped you to fully understand. So, right, you're a block, but really I'm a block because I'm not willing to remove you from my life, even after you tell me you'll never be what I want. And I think that finally kind of like slapped you across the face a little bit. And you're like, oh, just kidding. You're like, oh, yeah, I should probably make a change here because I am fully capable of going the distance on what I'm doing. But instead, I'm letting my energy get tapped by somebody who is jealous of my rise, right? My success. Redbeard, I was taught that by my mom, so you won't get any hate from me for that. I think grammar is important. But what else can we see from this? We've got with the 4 of Cups over here, like skulls kind of coming together, right? It's almost like once you move away from one, then you collect or magnetize to another. And 4 of Cups in the reverse is about choosing happiness. So you're okay with the fact that this is an ending that kind of happened a little bit weirdly because you also acknowledge that it's giving you a starting point to work on the things that were a little bit blocked before. You can it's like walking out on the first real spring day after a really long winter and you can like smell the trees getting green, like having the little buds come out. You can smell like birds coming back into the vicinity. Like, you know that there's a freshness, a newness, a new start. Ace of Wands. That's exactly what this is. And it's a beautiful gift intended to help you accomplish what you set out to accomplish. I called this one too, my friends. Temperance in the reverse. You had to let go of what was not a good mix. And this is meant to teach you a lesson before you get too successful because there's a need to protect yourself, right? You've got to be able to quickly, like more quickly, really, identify who is blocking me on my path and who is supporting me. Because if you're supporting me, come along, we'll enjoy this ride together, right? But if you're working against me, another one bites the dust. Oh, I'm going to get you too. King of Swords. So you've gotten to be much more agile when it comes to thinking about things analytically and being less so that compassionate person that lets other people use you as a doormat because you're not quite there yet in terms of saying your goodbye to this person. We never get the amount of time we want with the people that we love. Just accept that. And then you start to appreciate the time that you do get with them. And if it has to be cut short in order for you to be able to rise and do what you're supposed to do with your life, then so be it. You either, rise to the challenge and you become your best version of yourself as well, or you become a chapter in the book of my life. And that's it, right? Really? With a T? No, I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry. Jaya Sankar, I've got a lot going on. I've got a pretty big art project that I'm working on. But when I have my brother visiting shortly, that would be a good thing for us to be able to watch because he would probably enjoy laughing at me. He usually does, anyways. Four of Swords, Ace of Swords. So you have begun to see more clearly when somebody is capable or willing to sabotage you in your efforts or your goals. When these two cards come out together, you add them because they're the same suit. And there's a sense here that you have acknowledged you can either have alone time and recover because you know the truth, or if you let things stay together and stay as is, this leads to sabotage. You have to be able to be kind of quick with it, right? Using discernment and intuition to protect yourself. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what Freddie had to do. Are we fighting over grammar in my chat? Because, I can't wait to tell my mom that. She was hired. She's really, really good when it comes to diction, resumes, editing, writing, all of that good stuff. And she was hired at one point to do some editing, and she was brought in by her boss for a conversation. And the boss said, I just don't know if this is grammarly correct. That's why you hired me. And it's grammatically. I hope it's okay I told that story. We have the, Nine of Rings. It looks so weird backwards. Nine of Rings, by the way, is Nine of Pentacles. That's the lady who looks really refined. The one who had the expectations. Somebody here is realizing that they can't really accomplish the same thing on their own and that they had lost a good thing because they were being stubborn. All right, another queen. Should we count them now, you guys? Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Queen of Rings or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is financial struggle or disloyalty. So I feel like this is specifically saying whoever you ended up letting bite the dust, right, is finding that while you are seeing more success or things are getting better for you, they are struggling to make an impact, struggling to maybe even pay the bills. But it all boils down to the fact that they were not willing to put in the work. They were not willing to, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. They were not willing to actually put the time and energy into a partnership or their own work. And that left them basically high and dry. Five of Swords in the reverse. Remember, I said the Ace of Swords and Four of Swords together represent the Five of Swords. But that shit doesn't happen. It's in the reverse because you made a change. You saw that it's like you're a fucking scientist and you're like, no, if you mix those two things together, that's an explosion. And I think I should not do that. And then you avoided somebody being able to sabotage something really good for you. So you're seeing success here in the near future directly as a result of you being able to provide a better environment for yourself by moving away from this emotionally manipulative person who didn't want to support you. We have the moon in the reverse and death. So I actually really like this combination, even though it's a little bit spooky. It's Friday the 13th. It's appropriate, right? We've got, with the moon in the reverse, unrepressed creativity. Unrepressed. So you're going to like blow up, right? You're going to be doing things your own way without having anybody trying to make you change. Because I view this image as somebody trying to get another person to be conventional or do something this way. But why do we love Freddie Mercury? Because he was himself. He was authentic AF, right? That's who we get drawn to. And somebody was trying to make you adhere to certain rules or live a certain way or do your art a certain way. Whatever it is, they don't get to have that power over you anymore. And now you're transforming. You're able to be exactly who you want to be. All right, so we're going to get just a few more from the Everyday Tarot, and then I gotta hop back over and work some more on my art project here. All right, let's see. Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think this is like the third or fourth one. Oh yeah, because we have Queen of Wands in the reverse. It's crazy. So, you know that Queen of Cups in the upright is somebody who is kind, caring, generous, compassionate. She's the sweetheart of the deck, right? But here we have her in the reverse, along with the King of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who uses their intelligence for evil. And I'd say it to your face. Because if you're trying to emotionally manipulate people with the information you have about them so that you can get the desired outcome for yourself and you're only thinking about yourself, you're a dickbag. You are. Yep. That's the technical term, the medical term. I don't care what you want to call it. That's rude. So that's what you were dealing with. And I don't really like it. Devil in the reverse. So you said, that's an unhealthy way to deal with your own shortcomings. You don't get to blame me for the fact that you haven't been working on your own shit, right? Wait, what was that? Page of Wands in the reverse. Bad communication. Somebody doesn't know how to talk through their own BS, so they make everyone else miserable. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Probably not, because that's a really unhealthy way to deal with the troubles that you have in your life. And that's why, because you already know that, you are able to find a way to plan your escape, or you have acknowledged that what needs to happen is this Six of Swords business. You need to bring about change in your life so that you can do what you are meant to do. You can't stay here. You aren't meant to be stagnant. You are like a star in the sky. You're supposed to be something that people, pay money to see, like use a telescope to see where your star is, right? You're meant to be celebrated. With the Three of Cups, people love what you do. Redbeard, are you making fun of me? Mountain Girl, I would not be surprised, but let's have a riveting discussion about whether or not having a couple of queens in the reverse constantly come out for your energy, or the Empress in the reverse is better or worse. Because honestly, Empress in the reverse is like, no, you fucking up everything, right? Like all of the different energies, you're negative in all of them. So, I mean, we did have Queen of Rings in the reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse, and Queen of Wands in the reverse. I don't think we had Queen of Swords in the reverse, which tells me this person, even though they may be pretty intelligent, there's something here that they really just don't understand about boundaries, and they don't have a problem being cruel, but maybe they're just not as adept at it as they could be. That's my way of trying to say, I could insult you better. Yep, I totally agree, Mountain Girl. So I just have to tell you guys, because it came into my mind. If you are a nerd like me and you go to the Renaissance Festival, my favorite thing ever that they had in the Minnesota Renaissance Festival was vilification tennis. It's basically a real, like, I don't know, it was almost like a badminton court, but they have, like, the tennis racket, and they lob back and forth the ball, but really what they're lobbing back and forth is an insult from, like, olden times, like sausage wallet. And it's fabulous. All right, anyways, here we have the Fool. I agree, Mountain Girl. With the Fool, there is an effort being made to have a new beginning. And this is ruffling someone's feathers. There is definitely some hate being sent your way because you have found a way to move forward, even though someone was trying to keep you stagnant. I believe it. Jim, they also have really good cheese in Wisconsin. So even though I think as a native Minnesotan, I'm supposed to hate Wisconsin, I don't. I adore it. I know some cool people from Wisconsin too. Here we have the Star and the Reavers and the Four of Wands. So this feels like a major transition. Moving, because we have the new beginning, even though it causes some people to be jealous or pressed, um, your ability to kind of wall yourself off from that is helpful. It's almost like saying you don't need to heal from what the peanut gallery is saying because you're sitting in this elevated seat. The Four of Wands is about ascending or leveling up. You have, my friend, leveled up. So it's like, honestly, it's like that energy where you feel so confident about yourself after achieving something that you're really proud of, that no matter what people say to you as far as an insult, you're just kind of like, yeah, I know, I'm the worst, aren't I? I don't care. You can't insult me. Like, that's the goal, right? When you feel so proud of who you are as a person that, yeah, you'll take constructive criticism. Yeah, everyone makes mistakes, but you feel good because you have done what you needed to do and you are creating something amazing and people are celebrating you for it. So, like, yeah, haters gonna hate, but I don't care. I mean, have you actually achieved some level of success if you don't have haters? All right. I would like to believe that every Ren Fest ever is amazing. Hey, that's not bad, Mr. Stoner. No regrets. All right, we're gonna grab just a few more from the miniature Rider-Waite, and then I'm gonna get back to my art. And all right, what else do we have with the coffin? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So a little bit of a warning here for you guys. There is a very good chance that this person you have rid yourself of would like to come back in. Presumably this is going to happen after you see another bump in leveling, right? Like you get a, a promotion, right? For whatever it is that you do. Maybe you go platinum, something like that. But with the Seven of Pentacles, this is like, I know better. I know how this ends. I don't need to go there again. That's exactly what these cards say. Queen of Swords is all about using your intelligence to create Well, using your voice really to create what you want in your life. And a lot of times that's about boundaries. You're going to have a boundary and this person's not going to be a fan of it, but that's the boundary that you need. The judgment in the upright is indicating that's exactly the right call and you know it, you're confident about it. Tell me about adjudication in the reverse, please. Page of Cups. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, I know I took a long time and I was being stubborn or mean or whatever, but, like, I wanna apologize. Will you please come back?" And you're like, "No, I'm too busy walking away. I'm too busy investing in things that actually pay dividends. I'm sick of letting people take my time and energy that don't help me also rebuild or refill my cup, right? If you're just gonna leave me feeling drained and like I can't do anything, then fuck out of here. Ain't got time for that. Seven of Swords, because they're lying. They're trying to emotionally manipulate you because they don't have the money that they need. They might try to pretend like they're not as argumentative or stubborn or fighty, but they are. They're lying. They can't wait to fight with you again. They just want to like feed off of that negative energy. Hierophant in the reverse. They want you to lose success, lose followers. Oh, cool. The World and the Moon in the reverse. There's a new chapter starting for you. No one can stop it but you, and I don't think you're going to. I think you've become perfectly aware of what you need to do. With the Moon in the reverse, you may want to keep in mind that some successes should be a little bit less like bragged about or touted or shared than maybe you want to. Just be very mindful of what platforms you share information, who you tell your wins to, because you can invite more of this Queen of Wands in the reverse energy, and you want to be, selective. Um, which kind of touches on an interesting subject for me. One of the most valuable things that we have these days is privacy. How much privacy do you actually have if you put all of your shit on social media? It was really hard for me to start this channel, you guys, because honestly, not having like Facebook, not having Instagram, not using Twitter, there was a moment in my life where I didn't do any social media except for LinkedIn, and it was glorious. Because I didn't have to put up with people's emotional Queen of Cups in the reverse bullshit, right? Well, there is an opportunity here for you to be very successful, and you may need to use some social media to promote whatever it is that you do. But that doesn't mean that it's the right place for you to brag about what you've accomplished, right? So be as discerning as you can in terms of how can I share my wins and inspire others to do what makes them feel happy without it inviting more envy or jealousy or tomfoolery. Tell me about the Chariot, please. The Magician. You are moving forward at a very fast speed because you have everything that you need. The Magician has all of the tools on the table in front of him because he has all of the resources that he needs. There's an infinity symbol over his head because he could keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. You have what you need. Don't let anybody talk you out of that belief. And we keep getting the Three of Cups. You may have Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio in your chart, but specifically what I see here is what you do it well, and people want to support you. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Four of Cups in the reverse. King of Cups in the reverse. Oh. Yeah. You needed to have this experience in order to gain a little bit more conviction in terms of this is the path that I need to be on, and no one can get me off of that path. With the Four of Cups in the reverse, you're choosing what makes you feel like you're living an authentic life. And with the Hanged Man, you've had a change in perspective in terms of dealing with relationships if they only, you know, take from you as opposed to contributing. It's like, I'm confident enough to be alone and focus on what I need to, and not constantly be looking for that next person and constantly saying, I need somebody to love, right? You have the ability to wait until you have a match instead of dealing with these King of Cups in the reverse. So I do think for a lot of you, this King of Pentacles represents your ability to boss up and do really well um, in terms of money and career, and that opens you up for a relationship, but it has to get you to the point where you won't accept any of that low vibe shit, right? You only want to be with somebody who's on your level, as you should. Ace of Swords, please. You came to the conclusion that this relationship or others like it would only get in the way of your being successful and have a negative impact on your money. Tell me about death, please. Justice. These endings that happen in order to protect your path or keep you on your path are justice. It's karma. It's Lady Justice showing no mercy. If you get information that suggests somebody doesn't want you to continue to do what you want to do or what you need to do, then they get cut out. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. And that's okay, even if it means you have a little bit of solitude or you do things on your own. Tell me about the Page of Wands in the reverse. Don't listen to people who are unevolved. Don't listen to people who are jealous, and don't take advice from people who don't fix their own shit. If the Hermit in the reverse says anything to me aside from somebody who might be, extremely lonely, it says that there is a willingness to not change because it's easier to not change. Like, well, yeah, I could make this change in my life, but I would have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole things that are really uncomfortable for me. Too bad. You should always be working on being a better version of yourself. And if you deal with people that are not on that path, then it results in loss. That is the realization that you had in this interaction and what helped you let go of codependency. So don't forget that lesson, right? All right. You know how I love to end with these zodiac fortune telling cards. Very good luck in store for you. Something may happen on the 21st that's very important for you. We have, and why did I want to, because I was looking at the number. We also have the number 66 on here for you. You are going to be happier than you dared to hope. So keep that faith. Focus on what things are going to be like when they are the way you want them to be. A successful leader who will produce. Are you guys just a little bit sad that I didn't fall over? Because that would have been kind of hilarious to catch. It would be like the lady on the news that was doing the grape stomping. Hopefully I would have been a little bit more graceful. We have the unexpected will happen. A short trip is coming. And forgive someone now and don't trust again. I totally support that. We can forgive people without having to let them have the same opportunity again. I forgive you for what happened, but forgive me then for not pursuing more with you. I have to focus on my own stuff right now. Sorry. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for making the chat an interesting experience for everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. Be good, and I'll see you in the next reading.